My greetings to everyone present here. Shri Thawarchand Gehlot ji, Honorable Governor of Karnataka, a man possessed of sublime qualities with commendable contribution in the field of social justice and education. Shri J.C. Madhuswamy ji, Honorable Minister of Law, Parliamentary Affairs, Legislation and Minor Irrigation of Karnataka. Dr. M.R. Jairam ji, Chairman Gokula Education Foundation. Shri M.R. Sitharam, Vice Chairman Gokula Education Foundation. I must recognize presence of some very distinguished people in the audience who have shaped destiny of the nation as also my own. Former Chief Justice of India, Justice Rajendra Babu, former Supreme Court Judge, Justice Shivraj Patil, and we have amongst us distinguished presence of former judges of Karnataka High Court, Justice N.K. Patil, Justice Guru Rajan, Justice Vakka Baslam, Justice Vishwanath, a former Lokayukt. In the audience, we have a very dear friend of mine. I have had common career with him in Parliament also, a former Union Minister, Shri Pallam Raju, and Secretary Rajya Sabha, Shri Rajit Punhani, a 91 batch IAS officer who is no stranger to city of Bangalore. He is an alumni of IIM Bangalore. My dear students, distinguished faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an ordinary moment for me. I will ever cherish it. In one sentence, I can say Dr. MS Ramaiah ji, a Karam Yogi, all his life on Kartavya Path to transform education and health scenario in the country. To be associated with his birth centenary celebrations, I am sure it's a moment for all of us to take pride. I congratulate the Chairman Gokula Education Foundation, the Board of Trustees, members of MS Ramaiah family, and everyone present here to commemorate the life and achievements of great Karam Yogi and institution builder, Dr. MS Ramaiah. His life exemplifies sublimity of our civilizational ethos. Humble beginning. He set a target, achieved it, attained it, and then it is his sanskar that family members are taking the journey on incremental trajectory. अपने समाज में कहा जाता है, पहला सुख निरोगी काया. What an attention has been paid to it. बिना शिक्षा के सब कुछ अधूरा है. Education is the most effective conveyance of transformation of society and generating an ecosystem which was very dear to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. When Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of Indian Constitution, a great visionary, he had those ideals in our preamble. That is something we all have to work for. On this day, when we are in Amrit Kal, when we are seeing India of a different nature, friends, India is on the rise as never before. Rise of India is unstoppable. The entire world is recognizing it. We are taken to be a glorious destination of investment and opportunity in large economies of the world. Our rise is at number 1. In September 2022, what a glorified moment for all of us. India earned the distinction of being the 5th largest economy on the planet. And the second part, we overtook whom? Our erstwhile colonial rulers. Our economy is now bigger than that of UK, who ruled us for long. Thanks to visionary steps, affirmative governmental policies at all levels, there is no doubt, by turn of the decade, everyone agrees we will be the 3rd largest economy on the planet. A big challenge is before the nation. And the challenge is to realize our final goal when we reach 2047, centenary celebrations of our independence. I have no doubt, I have before me young minds, impressionable minds, in prestigious institutions like yours and elsewhere. They are the warriors. They are the real game changers to ensure what India will be in 2047. It is in this context I call upon everyone here to take pride in being Indians. We must always keep our nation first. We must be proud of our achievements. Let me share it with you, friends. In my capacity as Vice President, I have traveled abroad. As Governor West Bengal, I have seen the developments. What the country has achieved, some others even can't contemplate or imagine. Take, for instance, COVID. COVID was a challenge to humanity. It was a non-discriminatory challenge to every geographical region. And we, by virtue of our population of 1.4 billion, had a tough task. People were worried, what will happen to India? And now people are asking, how did India do it? How did India do it so successfully? Why others could not see the writing on the wall? 220 crore vaccination doses imparted to our citizens free, and all digitally mapped. Friends, this has not happened even in the West. And this is on account of our people, our policies, vision of our leadership. I am sometimes surprised and I call upon the young people and intelligentsia and journalists to reflect. With these achievements, with which the world is stunned, the kind of ecosystem of growth that has been brought about in infrastructure growth, in technology growth, in the field of education, health. Why should we allow some few people to tarnish, taint, downsize, degrade achievements of our hardworking people? I call upon you to think about it and do your humble might. Our great institutions are now flourishing. One is here. But if we peep in the past, if we go into historical perspective, India was home to most celebrated educational institutions which the globe admired. We were home to Lananda, Takshila, Vallabhi, Vikramshila, to name few. It is a very satisfying moment that the visionary, the Kram Yogi, Dr. MS Ramaiah created one institution. And under that umbrella, there are a number of institutions that are growing. It indicates one thing. We are on way to regaining our past glory. It is a matter of time. By 2047, both in economy, education, health, and other societal parameters, we shall be guiding the world. This year is particularly significant. India is president of G20. And its impact is being felt everywhere. We have seen footfalls from several countries' leadership in various fields, including in the city of Bengaluru. City of Bengaluru is a nerve center for positive growth of young minds, giving full freedom to their innovation. That's a rare opportunity. Never in the history of this country, never, voice of India was heard as it is being heard now. An Indian Prime Minister has given two thoughts in last 1 year. The thoughts are consistent with our thought process of thousands of years. One was last year in the beginning. This is not an era of expansion. India is perhaps the only country that historically has never taken recourse to expansion. And the second given this year, and the world has applauded it, war is not a solution to any problem. Dialogue and diplomacy are the only way out. In this perspective, I call upon everyone, particularly young minds. They must grab the opportunity. Now we have an ecosystem where every young mind is allowed to fully exploit his or her potential and talent and register accomplishments. To my young friends, I will give one piece of advice. Have no tension. Have no stress. Don't be bogged down by competitive scenario. Don't hesitate to try because there can be a mistake. Nothing big has been achieved without there being faults. I can tell you the greatest injustice a brilliant mind can do to humanity. The greatest injustice and action that can impede our growth is to have a brilliant idea and not to execute it. A brilliant idea should never be aborted. It must be tried. And I have no doubt, हमारे DNA में कुछ अजीब है. हमारे DNA में innovation है, research है, enterprise है, entrepreneurship है. और यही कारण है कि आज दुनिया के किसी भी कोने में चले जाओ, भारत की बुद्धि का लोहा देखने को मिलता है. दुनिया फायदा उठा रही है. When I started my career and became a lawyer, 6,000 रुपये लाइब्रेरी के लिए बैंक से लोन लेने के लिए मुझे कशमत करनी पड़ी. मैं आभारी हूं उस बैंक मैनेजर का जिसने बिना सिक्योरिटी मुझे 6,000 रुपये मेरी लाइब्रेरी के लिए दिए. हम कहां पर आ गए? You need to have an idea, and funds are no difficulty. Look at our startups, the unicorns. Look at the investment being made therein, and all created by our young minds. We are world leaders. ये सब हुआ है because now we have governance that thinks big, executes big, believes in its human resource, and results are for larger welfare. 34 साल के बाद देश में एक क्रांतिकारी कदम आया. मुझे भी उसमें शरीक होने का मौका मिला क्योंकि उस वक्त मैं पश्चिम बंगाल का राज्यपाल था. एंड दैट वाज न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी. मेरे को जानकारी है, जो एजुकेशनिस्ट हैं उनको जानकारी है. द इवोल्यूशन ऑफ दिस एजुकेशन पॉलिसी वाज अ लॉन्ग ड्रॉन प्रोसेस, taking inputs from lakhs of stakeholders. This new education policy is a game changer. It will revolutionize our education system. It will make it skill-oriented. It will distance us from degree-orientation culture. It will put us on a productive path. The twin objectives of inclusion and excellence will be achieved. कितना एम्फेसिस दिया गया है शिक्षा पर, इसका अंदाजा लगता है जब अपने when we get into the semi-urban areas. 2 colleges have been established every day and a university every week. जब दुनिया के लोगों को ये पता लगता है तो अचंभित होते हैं. But we are seeing it on the ground. Since this is a very special occasion, I will make a particular appeal to the chairman, Gokula Education Foundation. Sir, take lead. One human resource which we must tap is the alumni. We must develop alumni culture in every institution. Alumni institutions, organizations are the best medium to give back to the society in the true sense. Alumni constitute spinal strength not only of the institution but of the entire sector. I therefore appeal, please have a confederation of alumni associations. And this can start from city of Bangalore. All India Confederation of Alumni Associations. That will be a think tank of great depth, and that will help us address issues which keep on coming. Friends, India is on the rise, is considered by everyone. But we Indians have to do our work. जब पहली बार स्वच्छ भारत की बात आई तो कुछ लोगों को अजीब लगा कि देश का प्रधानमंत्री क्या कर रहा है. It has caught up. There are toilets now in the villages. Development has taken place, and it has become an industry also. पर मैं अपने आप से प्रश्न पूछता हूं, कोई भी भारतीय कभी भी विदेश में गया हो, उसने गाड़ी से कभी केले का छिलका बाहर नहीं फेंका, किसी ने नहीं फेंका. और एक जमाना था कि हमारे देश में हम अधिकार समझते थे कि रोड इज आवर गार्बेज टिन. ये बदल रहा है. सड़क पर हमारा क्या अनुशासन हो, यदि अगर इसको हम आज ठान लें, यंग इंप्रेशनेबल माइंड्स इसको कोऑर्डिनेट करें, भारत की तस्वीर और बदल जाएगी. फ्रेंड्स, जब भारत बोलता है दुनिया सोचती है, सुनती है, और दुनिया इंतजार करती है कि भारत क्या बोलेगा, कब बोलेगा, कितना बोलेगा. पहली बार भारत के कदम दुनिया की दृष्टि में भारत के हित को देखकर हैं. ऐसी परिस्थिति में मैं आपको मेरी एक पीड़ा भी बताता हूं. भारत के संविधान का निर्माण डॉक्टर अंबेडकर की प्रमुख भूमिका रही. 3 साल तक कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली की डिबेट हुई. फॉर 3 years Constituent Assembly debated. There was dialogue, there was debate, there was discussion, there was deliberation. उनके सामने समस्याएं जटिल थी, अनेक विवादित मुद्दे थे, लोगों के मत विपरीत थे, सामंजस्य होना मुश्किल था. फिर भी Constituent Assembly did not have a single disturbance. Constituent Assembly did not have a single disruption. No one shouted slogans. No one came to the well. No one showed placards. जब इतना जबरदस्त काम देश हित के अंदर, देश निर्माण के लिए कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के देने वाले लोगों ने हमें किया, ऐसी कौन सी दिक्कत है कि हम उनके आचरण को फॉलो नहीं कर सकते? करना चाहिए. चेयरमैन राज्यसभा, what I see is a cause of concern for you all. राज्यसभा के एक मिनट के लिए आपके करोड़ों खर्च होते हैं. एक डिसरप्शन होता है, एक डिस्टर्बेंस होता है, सरकारी तंत्र को आप लगाम नहीं लगा सकते. राज्यसभा इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म टू होल्ड द गवर्नमेंट अकाउंटेबल, टू होल्ड द एग्जीक्यूटिव अकाउंटेबल. पर वहां पर डिस्टर्बेंस होता है, डिसरप्शन होता है. उससे ज्यादा चिंता का विषय है कि आप लोग इसकी परवाह नहीं करते. There has to be a mass movement. I appeal to young minds. We are there in Rajya Sabha and Parliament to facilitate that the destiny of the nation is on right track. We have to exemplify our conduct, which everyone can emulate, which everyone can follow. We don't want our boys and girls to follow disruption. No. We don't want them that they must appreciate shouting of slogans, showing of placards, and therefore my appeal to you, generate a climate, generate public opinion, use every medium that is available so that we persuade, we plead with folded hands, request our parliamentarians that in the temple of democracy, our conduct must make us proud. Our conduct must be for development of the country. अंदाजा कीजिए, टेम्पल ऑफ एजुकेशन, वहाँ यदि अगर पढ़ाई नहीं होगी तो क्या होगा? ठीक नहीं होगा. Same about temple of democracy. I am living this thought with my young minds, my young friends, and I am doing it with a lot of hope. Because what India will be in 2047, some of us may be in the late evening of their lives, but you will be in prime youth. You will be in saddle. You will be in command. And therefore, every year till 2047, when India has to climax as a world leader in every aspect, economy and other factors, you have to be vigilant. I am sure my young friends will take note of my fervent appeal. My appeal is non-partisan. My appeal is not concerning stakeholder in politics. My appeal is because we are stakeholders in growth of the nation. We are stakeholders in governance, so that the preamble of the Constitution given by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is realized. मुझे यहाँ आकर बड़ी भारी प्रसन्नता हुई है. I will ever cherish this moment, and I am sure this institution will ever grow, क्योंकि इनकी फाउंडेशन एक ऐसे व्यक्ति ने रखी है जिनको मैं कहता हूँ साधारण बिगिनिंग थी, कर्मयोगी का सफ़र कर्तव्य पथ पर इस रफ्तार से चला कि अपने जीवन में उन्होंने ऐसी संस्थाओं का निर्माण किया जो हम सब के फ़ायदे का काम कर रही हैं और अन्य संस्थाओं के लिए एक मार्गदर्शन का काम करेंगी. आई एम ग्रेटफुल टू एवरीवन प्रेजेंट हियर फॉर द टाइम. जय हिंद, जय भारत.